Hi, Best Buds. It's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you joined me today. Today, we're going to make fancy page flips with a journaling spot. But first, let's have our shout out to Juanita, Lenny, Gwyneth, Lala Gamma, Black Coffee, Julie, Carolyn, and Mags. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, you guys, get your junk mail out. So sometimes junk mail has one window, sometimes it has two, sometimes it has a big window. And what I did was I just cut this down. Now you'll want to cut it down to a size that you can work with in your journals. This one happens to be 6 inches, so it would go fine in a 7-inch by 5-inch journal, or maybe even an altered file folder, something like that. So I cut it and I opened it all the way up like this. I also cut a piece of book page to fit right there inside. So then what I did was I rounded the corners and I inked it all up, and I glued this book page onto the back. So I ended up with this one. Now this one has 2 windows. Like I said, they come in all different styles, shall we say. So we're all ready to start working with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a couple of these fussy cuts. Aren't they cute? A little girl with wings and some pussy willows with some roses stuck on it, which is extremely whimsical. And I'm just going to place these in my window to see where I need to put them. So I'm just going to work with that for just a second to see how this is going to look. I really like the little girl in there. And I got them out of a clip art book that I think was a gardening clip art book. No, I talked about the one that I had for Christmas. Well, I got one that was entitled Gardening. So we're going to do something like this. So I think I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to get my pussy willow here down first. So some glue on here. I don't have to have a lot of glue. Just enough to hold it in place while we're moving things around. That one's pretty good. I think it's a little too far over. Just going to move it over just a little further, maybe like that. I think this is the hardest part of the whole thing. It's just getting your images placed in your windows the way you want. So if this is the hardest it gets, it's a piece of cake. And they turn out so beautiful. I have made a few. I think I've made 3. I've sewn one. So you can also sew them, and I'll show you how that looks as soon as we get this one taken care of. So I think she's pretty doggone cute. I think I might want to see her feet a little more. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I like that a little better. All right, I'm just going to place her down just like that. She's all glued on. Absolutely adorable, right? So now the next thing I would like to do is I have some washi that I thought matched very well. I have a little bit of cotton ruffle cotton fabric ruffle that I have sewn. I have, let's see, I have a little pink satin, a light pink satin bow that I made. I have made myself a tab. It matches her dress, I thought, very nicely. I have taken apart a earring that I purchased at the thrift store. I added a little bit of ribbon to this little tiny gold safety pin. And I have some lace ruffle here that I've sewn, and I have a label. So let's see what we can do here. I think I would like to add my lace right along the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my hot glue. I think it might make it easier and quicker. And once again, I need to grab my little spoon and just pop it on there, get it to come down. I loved how all of my styles, my designs turned out. I made different colors, different styles, so you can kind of see how it goes. Oh goodness, what do I want next? Do I want this? And let's see. I want to place this label somewhere. Maybe I want this underneath. Like that. Goodness gracious. Okay, and how about if we put a label right there? Yeah, that looks good. So let's see if we can get that underneath there. So underneath, like that. Okay, that works. And we need to trim this. I'll have to see if I can ruffle it just a little bit. Pull my threads. There we go. That looks great. Now let's get our label on here. Thinking maybe, actually I think I want it on the ruffle there. Okay, that looks good. I like that. How about a little bit of washi? Maybe just a little over the side, like that. Oopsie, that washi absolutely goes perfectly with the colors. There we are. And possibly another little piece right below. These are going to be absolutely beautiful additions to a journaling page. Let's see, I should have entitled this a flip, because we're going to put a flip on it too. So I need to change that title. It needs to say Fancy Page Flips. Oh, it does say flips. What am I talking about? Okay, so I'm going to add, I think I want that darker right there. And I don't know why, I just think it would look good. Just a little something different right here. All right. And let's add the bow right on the top right here. Something like this. Okay. Then let's go ahead and let's attach our safety pin with our jewels and our streamer. Let's see here. I think I want it maybe something like that. I think that should have gone on the bottom. I'm not sure I even like that streamer on there. Let's cut it off and see what happens. Oh yeah, that looks just fine. Let's see if I can show it to you without the glare. No glare. All right, so let's do our tab. Now, do I want it to be this side or this side? I think this side. And I'm going to put it inside my flap. So I'm going to mount it right here because you can't see it once you shut that. Can't see it at all. So I'm just going to take my Tombow glue and I'm going to add a little Tombow glue to it and just press it down. Shut this, see how we look. Oh, we're looking fantastic. Now let's go ahead and let's close this. So I'm just going to put glue all the way around the edge. And I'm making sure that I really get enough glue on here. All right, and then let's close this, press it down. Oh my goodness, isn't that looking great? Now, let's turn it over on this side. I have some coffee dyed book page, and I'm gonna round the corner right here. So let's just do that. I'm doubling it because for some reason this book page kind of chews. So let's go ahead and take our Tombow glue and let's just run a bead around the edge again, now on the back side, because we're going to add our journaling spot now. So you'll have the beautiful image in the front, and then you will have a nice journaling spot on the back. So let's get this down on here. I'm trying to do it so I don't have to trim too awful much because we've got lace and everything else going on. Okay, I think that's going to be great. Now let's go ahead and trim it. So I'm just going to bring my big scissors in and give it a trim. These are Tim Holtz scissors. I've had some people ask me, and they are Tim Holtz, and they are sharp, and they have kept their sharpness. Alrighty, now I'm going to just take this corner right off right here and round this one around better. Okay, I'm going to grab my ink, and I'm going to just ink this quickly right here just to give it a little color to match everything else. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to just add a little bit of washi just for a little more interest on the back. Yes, you have the tab that you can see, but I just think maybe a little something else maybe. All right, there we are. Now, where did I do with my material? Here it is. This is a piece of coffee dyed cotton, and I have cut it the length of my little fancy page flip. I'm going to have it flip this way because my tab's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my fabric tack. This strip is approximately 1.5 inches wide and as long as you're going to need for the size of flip that you are making. I'm adding my fabric tack right there, and then I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to lay it right on about halfway. I'm not measuring, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And once that dries very well, I'm going to trim it right here. Once this dries very well, as I can show you with these because I just applied this one, you will be able to attach it to your page. You'll be putting glue right here, and then you will glue it right on the page like this, and then you'll be able to flip it, and it'll be a page flip. Oh, it's going to be fantastic, and it'll flip very freely because it's fabric. Here's one that I made with a sunflower. I used some Tim Holtz tissue paper. I have a little bee image, some black ruffled lace. I have a bow, a flower, a gem, and I've got a little charm right here, a black flower charm. And the polka dot tab over here, I've sewn it, as you can see, even went around the window, around the outside, and then I just covered it in some kind of a gold with some black splatters and marks on it. Then I have this one here, which is just a little hummingbird and some flowers and label and some lace. Once again, I have repurposed some jewelry. I have some bling and a bow. I have just a book page on top of a plain little tab here. And on the back, I used the lined paper, and I did a little cluster right there, and there's the flip right there. I made a Christmas one, and I did the little paint swatch right here. This is a Roxy Creation image, and this little girl is a digitalcollage.com image. I have a little they're flowers made out of ribbon. They're very old. They're very vintage. I have some lace ruffle. I have another earring. It was a very long dangled earring, but I took it apart. I've got a red bow. I've got my flip. And on this side, once again, you have your book page. I didn't add any little extra on the back of that. Maybe I should think about doing that. You guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.